because it's gonna be easy. Blah. All right. Fuck coronavirus! But I digress. Support wrestling, folks. Hello, everybody. We are the Simple Holiday. I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. Welcome to this special Simplin Predictin Wrestling video. In this time of crisis that has hit the world, it has really affected the world of sports and sports entertainment and wrestling in general. Not only pro wrestling, but even the small little independent wrestling. When you think about it, these wrestlers have nothing else, okay? This is their livelihood. This is their passion. They are losing out on bookings. They're losing out on money. They're losing out on the glory that is their sport, professional wrestling. However, there are some forums that are going to use this time of need to try and still give back to not only to the community, but to the wrestlers. That is what we are here to discuss tonight, as we are going to give you Simplin Predictin Wrestling for this special No Finish Showcase. This will be a special, I believe, 8 or 7 match card showcase presented by Will Ospreay in conjunction with Wrestle Talk. Now, as you all know, I am the simple, undisputed man of No DQ, but Wrestle Talk, they give me coverage on New Japan Pro Wrestling and British Wrestling, so I will always give them respect to that. I don't appreciate clickbait. I'll always hate them for that. But with that being said, before I get into this, allow me to introduce you to, of course, my cohort. He is a family man. He is just a simple man like me. He has incredible knowledge, especially on WCW and their cruiserweight division. But he also is very good at predicting stuff out of the blue, even if he doesn't know the wrestler. So this is going to be interesting. It is my good friend here, the Holiday, Christopher Mace. Chris, how are you? What do you think about this event that Will Ospreay and Wrestle Talk are putting on tomorrow?
First thing I want to do is just do this, because this is a lot of respect for Will Ospreay, not only trying to put something together for his fellow workers. You know, they say it's a brotherhood and sisterhood in wrestling, and for him to figure out a way to put on something not only for his fellow wrestlers, including himself, but Will Ospreay, he is a phenomenal wrestler. We all assume, we don't know for sure, but we all can believe that he makes really good money doing what he does. He's current Rev Pro heavyweight champion. You know, he has a successful career in New Japan doing everything he does. For him to do this is very honorable of him to come up with a way to do this. This is not a prediction video just for, a contest or to see who's going to be a champion in which prediction. This is not what this is about tonight. This is about talking about a special event that came up because of the circumstances, that event that will be broadcasted free for everybody on YouTube tomorrow. I'm not sure of the time zones with everybody, but during evening time. And this is for them to figure out a way to help his fellow independent wrestlers, because that's what they are, is independent wrestlers. Help them figure out a way to be able to provide for their families during this time. And they'll be doing stuff where the shirts they sell, support independent wrestling, screw coronavirus. That's their shirt. Definitely get it if you want that shirt. I would get it sometime down the road. Or you could do super chats. They're taking the funds from these shirts that they sell and these super chats that we're going to be giving to people live tomorrow night on their live stream to pay for these people performing for us, for our entertainment, to get us away for 2 to 3 hours worth of entertainment, just to get us out of, the funk we're in with everything going on, the stress in the world, just to have that. Don't think about it 2 or 3 hours. Just enjoy wrestling. They don't have to do that, but they're doing it for that, to try to help. He's doing that to help his fellow independent wrestlers and also give the fans entertainment that are missing out on British wrestling right now, New Japan wrestling right now, all the great wrestling that is overseas, what we're missing out on because of the circumstances with the coronavirus. So, mad respect for Will Ospreay. Like I said, this is an amazing thing he's doing, and I can't wait to talk about these matches.
Indeed. And before we get into that, let me just also say how other wrestlers, independent wrestlers that you all know from the big forums like All Elite Wrestling per se, they're also heavily conscious about this too. Evil Uno of Dark Order, hashtag screw the Dark Order, there I said it. Basically, he said, in the wake of these cancellations, support the independent. be it wrestling, music, etc. Buy their merch, support them through Patreon, share their stuff. The gig economy is going to a huge hit, and many don't have the safety net necessary to survive this. In times of crisis like this, we must come together and think about the little people beyond us to help them. Over the Top Wrestling said, fans made this GoFundMe to try help out. We don't know what the financial impact might be on Over the Top, so if anyone has any spare cash. So guys, there's these avenues that you can actually give back to what you love to help support these forums. On the Turnbuckle, they said a lot of people talking about supporting independent wrestling at the moment, which is fantastic. Let's talk to some local promoters about how we can support them if and when they can't run shows. They stand to lose significant money, and without them, we have no local wrestling. You got to figure out this, folks. There's more to life than sports entertainment and WWE. In a way, wrestling would not exist today without all these independent promotions. So in a time they're affected the most, let's do what we can to give back, to help them, and to support them. With that being said, it's not about finances, it's just about consciousness. And that's what we're here tonight, because we do not know everybody on this card, nor am I going to make this video go freaking 15 minutes long. But we are just going to talk about this Simplin Predictin Wrestling No Fan Showcase being presented by WrestleTalk. And I believe it's actually on noon tomorrow, live Eastern Standard Time, Monday, March 16th. Oh, no, excuse me, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. So it'll be 3 Eastern Standard Time here. With that being said, let's just go ahead and talk about this a little bit. Because, folks, you probably are like me. You know some of these names. You don't know all of them. And for those that know more about some of these names that I don't, please, I'm always about learning about more wrestling and wrestling and wrestlers. If you have anything to contribute to this, love to hear from you. Let's go ahead and get this fun little thing started. So the first match I see here is called a Scramble of Doom with the following people. And yes, folks, it is on my phone. We are recording this as 11:12 p.m. Sunday night, March 15th, Eastern Standard Time. The first match is Malik versus Paul Sayers versus Adam Mexted versus Chuck Cyrus versus Carlos Romo. Now, this match right here is a complete match of a who's who because I don't know none of these people. So with that being said, I'm just going to simply say that I believe this Malik guy is going to win. And that's my wild pick for this match. Now, we're just going to go because sometimes as a wrestling fan, you learn and connect your wrestlers simply on name and look. So with that being said, Chris, you heard the names. Who do you think out of blue is going to win this match?
You took my pick because I said I was thinking Malik too. Looking at this,
Oh, okay, all right.
so we're actually going to be both in agreement on here. Now, like I said, folks, some of these people we've seen and heard of briefly in different videos, whether we watched on YouTube and different promotions, stuff like that. This isn't what it's about. This ain't a contest. Like I said, this is just talking about this and like bringing awareness to stuff, what's going on with this. And I feel like, we all support wrestling so much. I think it's a lot more fun when it's not about predictions, titles, or anything like that. It's just talking about wrestling. And at this time with these people, they may need our help. Even something as simple as a like or a share of the video. Maybe other people that can help them be able to help them. You just never know how much it will help them with this. So.
And it looks like Paul Sayers, he's been involved in ACPW. Yeah, when it comes to wrestlers, I know more about like the past when it came to WCPW, Defiant, and I know a little bit of Rev Pro, a little bit of Over the Top. Beyond that, I don't know a lot. And the UK is one of the most heavily driven, passionate wrestling areas of the world. So the Fabulous Ospreay is doing this for his fellow countrymen and beyond. Mad respect. But those are our picks for that match. Okay, so the next match, let's go with this one. The OJMO versus Paul Robinson. If I remember correctly, I think the OJMO actually won the British Cruiserweight title off ELP, but I could be wrong. Because again,
I think you did.
Rev Pro Wrestling recently showed a high-stakes show where all their Rev Pro championships basically changed hands, and we have new champions heading into the next wave of Rev Pro as Will Ospreay endorsed them and called himself a bloody fucking idiot. Because again, Will Ospreay is willing to die for himself, for wrestling, okay? And clearly he endorses these two champions as the future too. This is the future of British professional wrestling. Will Ospreay's words himself. With that being said, he is facing Paul Robertson. But I'm just going to say that the OJMO gets the win here. Chris, what about you?
I'm gonna go with Paul Robinson,
Oh, okay.
just so we could go do something different and see who's right. Because honestly, like I said, I have brief knowledge on the first gentleman. This one, I'm not honestly really sure too much about, but like I said, I'm going to be interested in watching this and learning some new stuff about these gentlemen. So I'm gonna go on a limb there and pick him.
I'm actually going to go do a cage match, the wrestling database. Shout out to that website, by the way, and see if I can find a little bit of him. Because, again, I feel it's important to know a little bit about the person, but I'm curious to see what all these people bring. So, yeah, he was born in England. He's 31 years old, and he's a singles wrestler. He's also been a tag team wrestler. He has 16 years in ring experience, and his signature move is a shooting star press. He's also a techniker and a high flyer. So this should be very interesting because basically he has another cruiserweight. So we'll see what happens in this match. With that being said, let's go into the next one. The next match is looks like a tag team match. Lucas Steele and Nathan Cruz versus Robbie X and Kid Locos 2. I will say this. I remember Nathan Cruz from Defiant Wrestling's final pay-per-view, and he faced Simon Miller. Why? In a freaking ups and downs match. And he won. He's got a lot of character to him. And then I forgot about Robbie X, who's been in the ring with the Bastard Pac, also back in Defiant Wrestling. So I'm aware of two of these people in this match, one from each team. What I'm not aware of much, though, is Kid Lycos and Lucas Steele. But with that being said, if I think about if this comes down to Nathan Cruz versus Robbie X, I think about Robbie X and his tenacity, but Nathan Cruz, he's one of those guys who looks like an Adonis, and he'll do what he has to win. With that being said, I'm going to go with the team of Lucas Steele and Nathan Cruz. Chris, what about you?
I'm going with Robbie X.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Two different styles with these tag teams. Like I said, I know I've seen a couple matches between all four of these guys here and there. I tried to do, before I even pitched this idea of us doing a show, try to watch a little bit of something so I had a little bit of idea in my head who they are. And what I've seen with all four of these men, I was really impressed with all four of these, but I'm thinking more in this matchup, Robbie X here and his tag team partner here, I think, are going to pick up the win.
Okay. Yeah, and Kid Lycos, he's also known as Joe Nelson. He's 17 years old. He's a freelancer. He is a tag team and singles wrestler, and he's from Yorkshire, England. He's held a number of titles, it looks like, too. Hope King of Flight champion, two-time Breed Pro New Breed champion. Wow, he had that for 309 days. Mm-hmm. And he's been through various promotions, including TCW and Hope and Breed Pro. Again, all these different promotions in the UK. I just got done watching a match from Pro Wrestling Week, by the way, with Jordan Grace and Laura DiMatteo. I still think Laura DiMatteo, NXT UK, should sign her. She has incredible potential, but that's another story for another day. Yeah. With that being said, let's go into our next match as we have Mr. Independent himself, David Starr, versus a young up-and-comer, and really Will Ospreay, who says pretty much his protege, Kyle Newman. Now, David Starr, you all know the name David Starr. He is Mr. Independent Wrestling. He's been in the business and in the ring with a who's who. You name it, he's wrestled them, man or woman. He recently put out a video for Scrapper Mania where he challenged Moxley, and apparently that's on hold. And then I also saw him beat Rampage for the Defiant World Heavyweight Championship before Defiant went off the air. And then we have Kyle Newman, who's been endorsed by Will Ospreay as the future, one of his prime candidates with Will Ospreay's own promotion that he owns, Frontline Wrestling. This match could truly go either way, and I can see this being one of the longest matches of the night. With that being said, I'm actually going to go with the product himself. I'm going with David Starr. Chris, what about you?
David Starr, he is Mr. Independent Wrestling. This man has wrestled everybody. You could go on YouTube, watch any of his matches. I know for a fact I sent Team NQ today that link of that promo with David Starr versus setting up that match with David Starr versus Jon Moxley. Yeah. And if you've never seen that promo, that was freaking awesome of a promo, because when that man spoke, you listened to what he spoke. He demands your attention. and he is a badass wrestler. And another match I will definitely recommend, because I actually was checking that out, trying to relax during this long, crazy work weekend, is David Starr versus Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
Go watch that match if you haven't seen that match yet. Yeah. That's an incredible match. There's a lot of great wrestling. He has wrestled who's in the wrestling business. Look him up. Check out some matches. Definitely get familiar with him. He is one of those futures. If he stays as an independent wrestler for his whole career, that man is set, because that man is truly a one-of-a-kind wrestler.
I think that's what he wants to do, because I'm pretty sure he's had options from tons of companies. And he said no.
Remember what he said? He was blackballed from 2 big companies.
That's right. And he probably much used that chip on his shoulder ever since. And he pretty much made himself on the independent scene. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, yeah, it's hard to go against David Starr in any match.
Yeah.
So we're both David Starr on that. All right. So the next match here I see is Kyle Fletcher versus Connor Mills. If I remember correctly, Kyle Fletcher, he's been involved in some New Japan action. He's from Australia, which is Robbie Eagle's neck of the woods. And he's 21 years old. And I'm just looking up a little bit of his bio on Cage Match Wrestling. He's been through PWA Academy with Madison Eagles, Ryan Eagles, and Travis Banks. And he's nicknamed the Aussie Arrow. And then his opponent, Connor Mills, I did not know much about this guy. I know he's from the UK. I'm sure Colin Andrews, shout out to the Believer Colin Andrews, by the way, he could tell me a little more about him, because apparently he's been involved in Progress Wrestling. But I'm not sure how to really think about this match here, because both these guys, they're young up-and-comers, they're in their prime, and I've only seen a little bit of Kyle Fletcher's work, and I've seen none, sorry folks, I've seen none of Connor Mills' work. I need to watch more Progress. With that being said, I'm just gonna throw out a name here, and I'm just gonna go with Kyle Fletcher in this case, because I have seen Kyle Fletcher wrestle, and he's been involved with Defiant, so I know him a little bit from there. That's the first time I saw him wrestle. I'm gonna go with Kyle Fletcher for the win here. Chris, what about you?
I mean, I've learned a little bit about Connor Mills. He, like I said, he has worked in Progress before. He's had some incredible matches there before. So, and Kyle, I'm sorry, let me make sure I read it right. Thank you, Kyle Fletcher here. Like I said, he's done some interesting things as well. I'm going to go with a draw on this one.
What?
Whoa. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with them going to a draw.
Okay,
just to give something different, because it would be something different. Like I said, independent wrestling, anything can happen. We've seen all kinds of different stuff. So, like I said, this show is not going to affect anybody's win-loss record. This is not storylines or anything like that. This is just for entertainment. I think a draw here works in this match between these two guys.
Fair enough. And Connor Mills, apparently, he is, as of today, the IWL champion, and he's held that title for 354 days. And Kyle Fletcher, you all know that name from 2 words. Aussie Open, one of the best tag teams in the world. In fact, they took on GOD back at Royal Quest. I need to go watch that match, too. With that being said, we set our picks. Let's move on now to our second of last matches. Okay, it is a triple threat women's match with Aaliyah James, Mercedes Blaze, and the new Rev Pro Women's Champion, straight out of Canada, Giselle Shaw. So I only know a little about Giselle Shaw from High Stakes Wrestling. I don't know much about Aaliyah James, nor I feel like I've heard the name Mercedes Blaze before. But with that being said, Chris, I'm going to let you start this one off, because maybe you know a little more about this than I do. What are your thoughts on this match? Who's your pick?
I'm going to say Mercedes Blaze. I know she's been in the business for a little bit, and she's young up-and-comer. Yeah. I'm going to go with her to win this. Like I said, I mean, it's not – these, like I said before, this is a showcase. If this was for going to mean anything, or these were for storylines and these promotions, then it may be a different pick. But you know what? This is for the fans, and this is to help independent wrestlers and independent wrestling right now. So I'm going to go with her on this one.
Well, I know Mercedes Blaze has been involved in Progress Wrestling. Again, a lot of these names right here, we know them from, if nothing else, we know them from Rev Pro or Progress. Apparently, some of these names have been involved in ICW too. But apparently, Mercedes Blaze, she's been in the ring with the likes of Denny Luna and Jenny, who, of course, is our favorite heel from NXT UK. And Jenny recently beat her for the Progress Women's title. Or did she defend the Progress Women's title successfully? I don't remember. But with that being said, Michelle Shaw, though, she showed me a lot because I read about that whole feud she had with her opponent. And at one point, I think she almost broke her hand. She showed a lot of aggression. So I feel like right now, Michelle Shaw, she's got the title. She feels probably more confident now. She's finally got this title, too. I'm just going to go with her winning this. And who knows, maybe based on this, Mercedes Blaze and Michelle Shaw, they might meet up. As far as Aaliyah James, I don't know. She's an odd one to me. I feel like that she could maybe do something here. I feel like that Mercedes and Aaliyah are going to gang up, if I could say that, against Michelle Shaw. Because again, she's coming in here as a champion. But crap. It's one of those things that I just don't know here. I'm almost second guessing myself. No. I'm not going to second guess myself here. I'm not trying to think super critical here. I'm trying to keep it simple. I know that Leah James been involved in Pro Wrestling Eve because I had to think for a moment because, again, I look at Pro Wrestling Eve at times. I missed out on the last Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, I still remember Wrestle Kingdom 2 where it was freaking Marco Satomura versus Kaylee Ray, and Kaylee Ray beat her. Unfreaking believable. Kind of think of it. Now that I think of it, Michelle Shaw, Leah James, stupid. Michelle Shaw, Leah James, they face each other in freaking Red Pro Wrestling. So this is no strange encounter whatsoever. So again, I think the Red Pro are going to definitely lead this here. I'm going to go with Michelle Shaw. All right, which leads us to, there's a reason I saved this match for last. One, it's the man that is doing this. Two, it's the top Genjin of freaking Stardom. And three, it is literally an intergender match I have been hypothesizing and waiting to see forever. Will Ospreay, the Arrow Assassin, versus Bea Priestley. What the hell is going to happen here with how far these two can take themselves in pro wrestling? And now they're facing each other. This is not going to be just a straight up good luck to you. This is going to be a fight. And if you follow them on Twitter, you can tell it's still going to be mutual at the end. But I'm going to prove that I'm the better person. I'm going to beat you, and I'm the better wrestler. Oh, man, I'm excited for this match. With that being said, Chris, your pick on this one.
Priestley.
Really?
Like I said, this is something for the fans and for them. Will Ospreay, it will not be hurt if he lost this. Like I said, this has no storytelling involved, nothing. It's something for the fans, for them to enjoy. Why not? I think they could both pull off an incredible match. These are two gifted wrestlers, folks, not sports entertainment, as Noah does. I stole your gimmick for a second. The thing is, Will Ospreay, he's an amazing, incredible wrestler. Probably one of the best, top 10 best in the world.
Oh, without a doubt.
And like I said, and Bea Priestley, like I said, this is going to be an awesome main event. And if you're for or against intergender wrestling, okay, forget all that. This isn't what this is about, whether you're for or against it. This is for fans and for the independent wrestlers to, A, be able to provide for their families, and B, to entertain us, the wrestling fans, because that's what we all are. We're not smarts, darks, whatever you want to call it. This is for entertainment. So,
I don't understand how the wrestling community defines people in groups by these weird names, okay?
Yeah.
If you call me a mark, I'm literally just going to go along with the joke. Hi, my name is Noah Foster, and I'm a mark for professional wrestling and not sports entertainment. And my favorite promotions are NJPW, NXT, and AEW. How are you? Now, with that being said, I'm just a wrestling fan. We're all fans of our own design and our own kind of this day. Don't be a bully. Don't be a troll. Don't try and use WWE's PR campaign against us. We all know it's full of crap anyways. With that being said, we all know Will Ospreay and Bea Priestley. If you've been a long-term wrestling fan, these two have tag teamed with each other. I remember their match back in freaking Defiant Wrestling, and they took on Ricochet and Tessa Blanchard. Oh, man. See that match again. Go watch that, folks. It's on YouTube. With that being said, these guys, they've been together since 2016. We know how much Bea Priestley and Will Ospreay, they love professional wrestling. They literally moved to Japan recently through both their promotions, okay? When Bea Priestley won the World of Stardom Championship and Will Ospreay, he finally won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship after winning Best of Super Juniors and beating Dragon Lee, all right? And Shingo Takagi. And the thing, we're supposed to get that opening match in the pickup, but I digress. With that being said, I can talk about this match all night. I can hypothesize this. I can talk about my excitement. I can talk about who I think is going to be the better wrestler here. But in the end, it's only going to enhance why we love women's professional wrestling, men's professional wrestling, couples in wrestling, and why these two love professional wrestling. With that being said, I am going to say that my pick right now is Will Ospreay. I'm going with Will Ospreay against the best of his girl, Bea Priestley, in this match. Will it ever happen again? Only time will tell. But I think Will Ospreay right now, after what the year he had last year, the man is virtually unstoppable unless you stop his heart. I'm going with Will Ospreay for the win. With that being said, we are done here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Simplin Predictin Wrestling special. We hope that you enjoyed this video. We hope that you tune in to this little forum, whether you support Wrestle Talk or not. That's not what this is about. This is about supporting and finding joy, comfort, and excitement in wrestling. Live, professional, fun wrestling. And learn something new or two about the British wrestling scene, too. I certainly am. I can't wait to find out some of these matches that I have 10% knowledge about, if you can even call it that. With that being said, Chris, this was an extremely fun time. And again, during times of crisis, it's things like wrestling and video games for me that allows you to find a calm environment. And that's what this is all about. Simple as that. Anything you want to plug, where can people find you? Or any last thoughts about this?
My last thoughts on this is simple. Like I said, if you're a fan of wrestling, or even if you're not really a fan of wrestling, but you want something to watch that may be entertaining for you for a little bit to escape from everything going on with the craziness, give this a chance. That's all I'm going to say. Give it a chance. It's something different. If you were a wrestling fan in the past, you haven't seen anything in a while, give this show a chance. Let's see what it does. This is plainly, like I said, for the entertainment of the fans and for Will Ospreay to help his fellow independent wrestlers in this time of crisis. And like I said, yet again, I will commend Will Ospreay and Wrestle Talk for doing this. This is an incredible idea. And neither one of them had to do this. They didn't have to do any of this. No. But they did it for the love of the game, the love of the business, and to help their fellow independent wrestlers out. So like I said, one more time, I will applaud them for that.
The crews and the referee, everybody involved that's doing this, I might add people, for free.
Yes. So, which is unheard of. So, like I said, if you want to follow me on my thoughts and opinions, you can go to my YouTube channel, The Holiday Christopher Mace. Very humbled to honor I have 1,500 subscribers. If you want to, you can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Christopher Mace. If you have any questions for any of my shows in the future, you want to be a guest, you're going to get a hold of me on any of those 3 platforms. Message me. Or if you have any questions for 205 Live Matters and future episodes with me and the Simple Man here, we are known as the Simple Holiday. Also, get ready for Tuesday. We have the season finale of NWA Power. We will be having, me and Mark Hughes will be having Jared Fritz, current NWA Power referee, and Jeff Kappa back on again for the season 3 finale. So stay tuned for that. Nice. Like I said, we don't know what's going on in wrestling. We just have to go one day at a time. But like I said, if this gives you a good 2.5, 3 hour break from the reality of everything just to enjoy and have fun with something, definitely check this show out tomorrow. Support independent wrestling. And like I said, if it wasn't for Simple Man or Cindy G or Good Brother Chris getting me into this stuff like this, I wouldn't even give an independent wrestling a chance, and I'm a big supporter of it now. And just remember, Evil's the number 1, my favorite New Japan wrestler, just to me on the safe side, just everybody. Just don't do it, know or not. Evil is number 1. So other than that, nope, not biased at all, folks. But guess what? I'm just trying to be a little. I hope you find entertainment in this prediction video, because we may not know a lot about these individuals, but we want to do something to entertain y'all, get your minds off all this stuff right now.
And I want to learn more about this, because I do follow Rev Pro to a degree. It's hard to follow everything that I do. I have to sell my mind somewhere, being college and work. And with that being said, shout out, of course, to the Indie Queen of Team IndieQ, Cindy G. She did give me some predictions based on some matches that wasn't known. She said David Starr, Rampage and Cruz, OJMO, and Bea Priestley. So it looks like I'm the odd one out here for the first time. Ospreay, don't fail me. Oh, and Kyle Fletcher. With that being said, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll keep it simple as always. That's what I'm about. Not about me, about wrestling. But thank you to the 120 that have been with me on this fun creators journey. I hope I've entertained you. I hope I encourage you to explore your pursuits and bring out your creativity to something you're passionate about and share with others. With that being said, for those that don't know me and you want to know more about this forum and me, know this. I'm just a simple man. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I am not just sports entertainment. Wrestling, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the small, you name it. So please, if you like wrestling, want to talk wrestling, or just want to discuss wrestling, or even have some sort of connection with wrestling, and just want to, connect with someone else with wrestling on anything, the 5 brands of WWE or New Japan Pro Wrestling, that is my number one, by the way. AEW, not biased, Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, Stardom, Pro Wrestling Noah, Rev Pro, Over the Top, Progress, you name it, it's there. I've seen some sort of wrestling from it. I sometimes literally just go for YouTube and randomly click, ooh, Wrestling Video, Title Match, Bar, Pro Wrestling Eve. I've seen so much wrestling. Wrestling has become part of my life. May it never leave me. Look me up on Twitter, NoDQ.com/Noah. Takes to my Twitter page, or follow me on Instagram at Fox1916. Also the same handle on Twitter at Fox1916. Follow the Simple YouTube channel here. Every week, if nothing else, I will provide you 2 series I started. The series that started this channel, 205 Live Matters, where me and the Holiday discuss all things Cruiserweight Wrestling in 205 Live, and you can support us too, supplying your own questions, thoughts, comments, predictions, fantasy bookings, anything you want on any platform that relates to 205 Live, or just direct message us. And also, I do a new series called AEW Spark, where I review Dark every week, preview Dynamite, discuss the roster and the business with wrestling fans like you, whether you're too sweet or all elite. I've done it now for 3 weeks. It's been a lot of fun. Stay tuned. I might have 2 people on the episode this week. So just follow us on the YouTube channel here, youtube.com/user/210. As always, the reason I got into YouTube, support No DQ. The reason I got into YouTube. For everyone dead to the No DQ family, thank you, Aaron, Caitlin, Stephen, Jerry, Tyler, and more. Please support my friends. Buy a shirt, buy a child street, buy a sticker. NoDQ.com/merch to the store. Follow NoDQ.com on our social media platform. Your opinions matter. Comments us everything. Polls, columns, memes, gifts, recaps, stream picks. You name it, it's there. Primarily wrestling, WWE with a little bit of AEW and other stuff too. And as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling outlets, big and small. Let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, this was simply just me and another wrestling fan, 2 wrestling fans, discussing our excitement for our new wrestling forum that's going to be a one-of-a-kind showcase, giving back to the wrestlers while still giving us the passionate wrestling that we so love. This was not a PR to plug a channel or just a single wrestler. This is just an open opportunity to discuss wrestling, as most wrestling has been constrained, postponed, or canceled. What a nice way and a nice, wake-up call away from the madness of the world. So again, whether you like this video, whether you like Wrestle Talk, whether you like Will Ospreay, whether you like professional wrestling or British wrestling, give this a chance and please enjoy. We hope we entertained you, gave you a little bit to look forward to, and would love to know your random predictions, whether intelligent, out of the blue, flip coin, don't care, in the comments down below. Let's talk wrestling. That's what it's all about. Wrestling. Support wrestling. Independent wrestling. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell, know next video is going to go live on this channel if you want. Hit the subscribe button. Help me grow it. Help me see, who I can reach out to. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about wrestling. That's why literally this channel is nothing but wrestling. So until the next video, we are the Simple Holiday. He's the Holiday Chris Mace. I'm the Simple Noah Foster. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. Enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Treasure your family. Stay healthy, calm, safe, and above all else, support independent wrestling. And until the next video, which on my channel will be AEW Spark, and on the Holiday, I'm sure it'll be a great holiday break. Maybe we'll even do a simple take of this forum too. Whether you watch it live or watch it later, support your independent wrestling outlets, big and small, anywhere. Even support the British wrestling scene that's going to showcase tomorrow for this forum. I hope you all take care, enjoy the week ahead, and have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Ospreay, please win. I just want to win. I want to see I want to see the reaction if Will Ospreay beats his girlfriend. In wrestling, I mean. In wrestling. Fuck. Well, that's how you know this video's over. Good night, folks.
Good night.
I'm sorry. My bad.